Welcome to Triple Take. I'm your host, Scott Coral. We start at Talladega, where NASCAR held the Geico 500, its first race since a noose was found in the crew area of NASCAR's only black driver, Bubba Wallace. All of NASCAR had his back. The drivers and crews helped push Wallace to the front of the starting line. Wallace documented everything, and even got a bit emotional with the circumstances surrounding this swell of support. As for the race, Ryan Blaney took the checkered flag, but only by a hair. Wallace took 14th, his fourth top 15 finish in his last 5 races. But it was what happened after the race, where Wallace greeted some first-time black NASCAR fans and told the world that whomever put the noose in his cruise area, quote, would not take his smile. Wallace may not have won the race, but he won the day. To football now. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin announced 2 of his players reported positive for coronavirus. He never named the players, but said neither had been in the facility. They become the latest in a line of players who have tested positive for COVID-19. 2 Buccaneers players did so last week, and Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott was outed 2 weeks ago. With that, Triple Take welcomes Doug Farrar, the NFL editor for the USA Today Sports Media Group. Doug, before we get started, congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, yes. The nuptials are on nuptials, whatever they are, on Sunday.
Congratulations. Laura is lucky, a very lucky lady.
I'm lucky. We say outkick the coverage, and boy did I ever. So I'm just happy to be here.
Well, that's great. See, that's the whole thing. I think, it's an honor when somebody says yes to you because they love all of you. So
yes,
I can honestly appreciate that. To the NFL, they're finally acknowledging him without actually acknowledging Colin Kaepernick. How is not saying his name in the middle of all this social justice talk either helping or hurting the league?
Well, it's convenient. It allows them to straddle the fence and say, yes, we erred. Everyone's saying, well, now we understand what he was doing. Well, he stated what he was doing all along. He stated the reasons for it from day one. He wasn't disrespecting the flag. He wasn't disrespecting the military. He was speaking out against police brutality against people of color. He made it very clear. And the league ignored the reasons, and they made up their own, and they prevented a person of color who was more than capable of playing the most important position in the league from doing so. There are multiple teams that missed the playoffs because they didn't sign them. You look at the 8-8 Steelers last year with the worst quarterback situation I've seen in the last 20 years. Top 3 defense. You didn't tell me they don't go 12-4 without Kaepernick? Please. Any number of Texans teams, so when you have teams that are in what is alleged, when you have an allegedly hyper-competitive league where people are willing to have their teams miss the playoffs, as opposed to signing a guy who is a better quarterback than anybody on their rosters plural. Does it benefit them? I mean, I'll leave that to you. Does it benefit your team not to go to the playoffs because you're too stupid to sign a quarterback who's better than the quarterback you have? I don't know how that benefits anybody.
Well, I mean, the Chicago Bears have had that problem for
50 years.
No, it's been more than that. I mean, come on. What, Sid Luckman, 1945?
We have to go back to Sid Luckman. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, I mean.
We have to go back to the T formation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, Brett Favre, I know, recently said that Colin Kaepernick was going to go down as a hero on somewhat equal footing as Pat Tillman for sacrificing their sports career, their athletic careers, to further a social justice cause. Do you agree with that? And do you think maybe he's wrong in a sense, or comparing him to a player that probably maybe he shouldn't have?
I think Tillman's story is entirely different for a number of reasons. He left his career, and I think Kaepernick knew the outcome. I think he knew what was going to happen. And then Tillman goes in. He becomes disillusioned by what happens in the military. And that's a whole different story. The guy I have compared Kaepernick to on a number of occasions is Curt Flood. traded from the Cardinals to the Phillies in 1969, told Bowie Cuny, then Commissioner of Baseball, in a letter that you don't really have the right to put me on a series of year-to-year reserve clause contracts and send my butt wherever you like. I am a man. I'm a free man in America, and I want the ability to sign with a team I so choose. Took his case all the way to the Supreme Court, lost in a really horribly argued case. And a couple years later, arbitration gave baseball free agency, and Curt Flood allowed players after him to earn trillions of dollars he wouldn't have otherwise. His life was ruined. His career was over. He sacrificed everything he knew for a cause that he knew to be greater than just his own. So that's the guy I compare him to.
Well, Doug, I appreciate the time. Congratulations again on the engagement, and we look forward to talking with you soon.
All right, thanks so much.
And thank you for watching. If you like what you see, like us, follow us, and subscribe. I'm Scott Coral. We'll see you soon right here on Triple Take.